It's been a while since I've released any sort of video, and it's because I wanted to sort of get this one out first, which is a whole bunch of free knitting patterns, which I've made into a bundle on Ravelry. I'm gonna list a bundle below if you don't care to listen to whatever I'm gonna say in the next, like, however long this is gonna take. But I've been collecting all of these patterns, hopefully to knit most of them for myself and for gifts, but also because last year I shared a whole bunch of patterns and I really enjoyed chatting about potentially how to make some of these, and just like gushing about the fact that most of them, well, all of them are really free. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and be as quick as possible because there's like near 50 of them. I've arranged them so that in the beginning I have like some one-off patterns, some like household, I guess you can say, stuff, and then I think I've done them in mittens, hats, cowls, and then socks, and no, cowls are at the end. And most of these, no, all of these patterns are something you can knit pretty quickly. There are no sweaters amongst these, simply because the idea was that you will be able to make something of these for Christmas, for New Year's, or for whatever celebration you choose to gift people for this year. I honestly wanted to get them out sooner, but I couldn't. So today is also a really nice day. We're getting a little sun in my eye. It's very crispy, sort of wintry, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, let's start. First thing that I've bookmarked is the market bag, which looks so cute. I've never knitted anything like this before. I want to try it. I'm not entirely sure I will enjoy it because I'm not a big fan of just making like a meshy lace motif, but I just really like the construction. I want to learn it more so than anything. And yeah, it's a DK weight. Probably like you have to use something like cotton so it doesn't like keep distorting its shape if it's like wool or something else like that. So yeah, probably something cotton, maybe a mix of linen. DK weight, like all of the information is going to be in the in the actual pattern. I'm not gonna really say anything, like repeat anything from the actual listing, but yeah, on my to-do list. Next up we have let me see. Next up we have the hot water bottle cover, and the reason that I picked this one, even though it sounds kind of like a, why would you need this? You already have one on your actual water bottle. Well, I do, but it's really gross. I hate it. It's like it's acrylic, but it's such a cheap acrylic that it feels super nasty when you hold it. Like it feels like I'm holding, how do I say it? I just don't enjoy it. It just doesn't feel pleasant to the touch, and I often just like hold it with my hands. So I really want to make myself a hot water bottle cover with remaining scraps and like leftover yarn, something stripy maybe, something pattern. I'm not entirely sure. And this one is great because it's both knit flat and in the round. Like you can choose which way to knit it, which you can make in tarsia, you can make lettering. Obviously this is a pretty popular pattern. It's from 2019. It has like near 500 projects already, so there's definitely some that I've been eyeballing that have looked so cute and I want to like replicate something along those lines. So yeah, it says you will need 1 skein of DK, about 200 meters, which is super doable. It's a small stash busting project. Maybe for yourself, if you, I don't know if hot water bottles come in different sizes. I don't know if this is just a universal thing. Anyway, I'm gonna find out because I'm gonna knit one of these. Next up we have 2 bookmarks, one of which is the Library Mouse by Drops. I'm laughing because I've never been able to follow through with like successfully follow through with a drops pattern. It's always so hard for me to read, but maybe you're gonna like handle it better than I. To be honest though, if I can figure out the head, I will probably not have problems with the body. Also the little hands, the mouse's hands and probably tail, just look like an I-cord, like just the simple I-cord. I already have like a French knitting though, which I can like speed the process with on it, I think it would be quicker. So yeah, I really want to try knitting 1 or 2 or more of these because I have reading friends who will probably enjoy having one of these. Next up we have another bookmark, which is I've only listed 2 here, which is the linen stitch bookmark, and it's because I really want to learn to knit the linen stitch. I still haven't tried that, but the bookmark looks so lovely. It looks like woven. It looks a little bit reminiscent of like a long entrance rug, and maybe if you add like fringe at the end, it will even be like one of those like, I'm gonna try and find an image I'm gonna try and find an image of those bookmarks that I've been seeing around, which is a rug. It's just like a little rug you put in between your book. I feel like this is such a quick idea. It requires so little yarn, like about 30 meters. It's like perfect for any leftovers. Just, I like it a lot, and I want to knit one. And from this point onward, we're gonna do some mittens. The first mittens that I've chosen are the narwhal and fossil mittens. I've had this pattern in my library for like the longest time. I've never really attempted it. All the mittens I've ever knit are, I think, by Tin Can Knits. I don't know if I've included them here, but I always knit the same mitten. And I really want to try these, which are, you just knit the tube up until the thumb, and then you probably put like some scrap yarn for the thumb, and then revisit it later, sort of like a forethought, afterthought heel on a sock. I just wanna be able to knit all kinds of constructions, and that's why I bookmarked these. I also think that if you have some of that boucle yarn that was boucle yarn that was really popular last year or in the beginning of this year, you can probably use it up for something like this, and they'll probably look really cute and snug when they're all like sheepily coiled, like because of the yarn, and you can use it for that gray part. Or any other textured yarn, really. I feel like it would look great. Next up, we have these mittens, which I've selected because of their really cute patterning, and I wanna just have a reminder for myself to knit something like this with fingering weight yarn, because I have so many like little scraps and little bits, and I feel like this would be very useful to use up. Probably a lot of ends to weave, but I just enjoy them so much. I like the harlequin. It's a harlequin, yeah. The harlequin look a lot, and I feel like something like this can use up a lot of scraps while being like super cohesive, maybe, perhaps. Fingering weight yarn, so yeah, I already have a lot of socks that I've knit, and this is gonna be a good sink into that little like scrap books that I'm accumulating. Next up, I have these mittens, which are the January mittens. I want to call this like a classic mitten, because it's like that like triangle shape that you see on top. It has like a front that's different from the back and the thumb, like, so different charts probably for each part. And I want to learn how to do it, and they look really snug. I also like that, I think it's called a Latvian braid, which you do on the cuffs here. A lot of parts of this mitten is something that I don't know how to do, and I would like to, and it's really great that it's free, that you can just like learn that. Next up, I have another pair of fingerless mittens, and I chose these only because of the pattern. I just enjoyed the pattern. It kind of reminds me of coffee beans for some reason. I just enjoyed it. I thought I would share it here. It says Estonian, but I'm not sure if it's Estonian because of the creator, or if there's something else in here that might be Estonian. Who knows? Anyway, I just like the pattern. That's why I'm sharing it here. I didn't say the name because I couldn't, but you're gonna see it once I like list them here. Next up, we have a very cute little thing. These are called the Vetle, probably, baby mittens, and they're so tiny. And even if you don't have like a baby to give these to, I feel like this is like a cute little gift to give to someone who's expecting or who wants to have a kid, or just like a Christmas ornament, because they're so tiny. I just really enjoy how they look, and I have some people in mind that might require these mittens in the near future. So yeah, really cute, free pattern on sport weight. There's so many needle sizes here. There's like 2, 225, 2.5, 275, 3, 325. I'm guessing this is for the different sizes. I'm guessing this is because, oh yeah, because it features sizes available from 0 months to 12 months for your baby. So yeah, very cute mitten pair. I then have a whole set, actually. This is like both fingerless gloves, mittens, and a hat, and it's called the Dappled Hat Mitten and Hand Warmer Set. Very cute, by Pearl Soho. Can't go wrong there. Very cute. I think it's slip stitch. One piece mosaic. It's mosaic. It's mosaic, so there's like a lot of slip stitches involved here. Another different type of construction. Now that I know how to do slip stitches, this is not entirely new to me, but I do enjoy how this looks. And maybe this would look really fun if you have variegated yarn, or yarn that keeps changing color. So it like stripes itself, or it has like other textures in it. You can make it scrappy as well and use like the one solid color, and it will look sort of spin cycly. I guess like fake spin cycly. Next up, I have very classic gloves, and these are the last mittens I think in my list here, if I have arranged it properly. And I've never knit mittens, or I've never actually knit proper gloves, like gloves that have like the full fingering thing, just because it's so annoying to make the thumb that I never have the energy to knit the rest of the fingers. But I would like to. Or at the very least, I would like to have a mitten that looks like this, that has like these three guys together, but your index finger and your thumb are separate so that you can like do some pinching action without having to take off your glove. So yeah, something that I want to try is this. Man, I don't even wear that many mittens, but there's so many that I want to have. I mean, I can knit myself stuff, so I can. So from this point onward, we're gonna start with hats. The first hat that I've bookmarked is called the Midas hat, and it's something that I've been eyeballing, but I don't think I've ever made, simply because it feels like a bit of a slug, because it's just knit stitch over and over and over and over. If I am not mistaken, it's... No, I don't think so. I thought it was a hat that's like knit in a giant tube, and it's like... you grab, not graft, but like you pull both the ends, the top and the bottom end, and I don't know how this head sock thing, this slouchy hat, is knit, but you will find out. I'm just adding it because it's very versatile. I feel like this goes both great for dudes and ladies, and yeah, there's a few patterns in here for the gentleman folk, because I have a lot of men that I gift to, and I'm happy that they receive my gift so well. So I want to be able to provide each year with something that's useful. So after that, we have the lovely ribbed hat, I think by Pro Soho again. Yep, and it's a sport weight. A lot of these hats look somewhat similar, but obviously if you have different yarns available, it will be useful to have all of these. They all have like some sort of different construction when it comes to the decreases as well. I mean, hats can be like what? Like all knit and purl, and then some texture or color work. So I think it's useful to have like in your library all kinds of like weights to yarns for hats, and like different, just to make it a little bit more interesting, different decreases. So yeah, after that I have another, I think it's a ribbed hat. Yeah, I think it's a knit one purl one hat with a very interesting decrease at the top, which I've never done before. I think it forms like a really beautiful like snowflake or star shape of sort, or star burst shape. I'm yet to find out. Yeah, it's a knit one purl one. It's an Aran weight, which I'm not sure I have, but I can probably very easily achieve with 2 strands of DK, 2 strands of fingering, and maybe 1 strand of mohair or a brushed alpaca. Another hat to consider having this year. I don't have time to make all of these, obviously, but maybe I can reference my own video in the future. After which we have, I love the look of this hat. Like, this is one of my favorite looks, with the little, I don't know what to call it, like a little like pinch at the top, the classic beanie. Aran weight again, but it somehow looks tighter or snugger. Maybe because it's knit on the smaller needle size than the previous one. Not that it matters really. No, it's actually knit on a larger pair of needles. Anyway, I love this hat. I would like to have this hat as well. I love the decreases. They look so pretty. I genuinely want to have it in red, even though I have already made myself a red hat like this. You can see in the background, but I'm going to talk about it at a later point. I have made so many things since I've last talked that I don't have time to combine them all in this one video. But yeah, had used approximately 150 yards of worsted weight yarn, which seems kind of small. Like, keep thinking you need like at least a whole skein of like... Oh, that's probably 1 skein, to be fair. There you go. Love this hat. Next up, I have a colorwork hat called the Easy Peasy hat. It's so cute. I like it so much. I already have a pattern, or I already have yarn that I want to use for this, and I definitely want to make some sawtooth blocks, you know, in quilting, the sawtooth block, and I have like drawn a bunch of like little ones that I want to incorporate into a hat and make a similar hat to this one, but in thicker yarn that doubles up here. And I might use this one as a, how do I say, like a base. I think there's this also hat comes with a lot of extra filler patterns that I want to include, like for the top, for the after the brim, the brim of the hat. The ribbing. After the ribbing and near the top when you start the decreases. I just like a slightly slouchy hat with a pom-pom. That's like my favorite go-to hat for winter. So yeah, I thought I'd include one of these as well. After that, I have another ribbed beanie, which looks really, really cool. Oh, for a moment I thought it was a crochet, but no, it's knit pattern. It looks a little bit crochet the way that it sits from a distance. It has a very cool texture on the actual hat. It's some sort of like broken rib, I assume. I've not read any of this, but yeah, and it says ribbed, yeah. Again, a unisex hat. It looks very nice, sport weight, and yeah, I love how they've made three different colors. It looks cute as a set even. After which I have my, I think, only cabled hat that I've listed here, which is called Cables and Rib Hat. I love both the colors they've chosen here. I've never made cables before, but I really want to try. I want to bridge this gap. I think I remember talking about previous year maybe. I remember talking about how my most terrifying things to attempt are cables and steeking, and I'm currently doing a steeking cardigan, which is going pretty well. I think I figured out how to hack a sweater to turn into a cardigan. And the next thing on my list is to tackle a cable. A cabled something. Not a sweater, but something small like maybe mitts or a hat. And this hat might be one of them. After which I have a hat called Jelka or Yelka. Maybe it's sooner Yelka, I feel like. Which is a very cute, I think, slip stitch again. Yeah, mosaic pattern, that just has like a small detailing here, but you can probably make it all around. To be fair though, I do like how it's just like a simple band that goes around here. Very cute little hat. Oh, it's very popular apparently. This has like near 1,000 projects in it. So there you go. This is not niche, but it was niche to me. It was a new find when I did encounter it. So yeah. Oh, I like that someone's used different colors as well, not just like the two. Oh, I like that a lot. So yeah, I like mosaic hats so much. I like mosaic knitting so much. Next up we have another hat that I've only really chosen because it's called Super Simple Sock Hat. Work sock hat. I just enjoy the sock monkey doll a lot. Whenever I see it, I just get like a spike of like, ooh, that's so cute. So that's why I've chosen this hat. It's because it has the sock monkey colors. Other than that, it's just a 2x2 rib, I think. Or maybe 2x2 for a while, and then it becomes 3x2. You'll figure it out if you download it. After which I have the best friend hat, which is, I love the marled look of holding a white color with any other solid color and then having like a darker brim. I think that this pattern by Pearl Soho has did that amazingly, and I would like to try it and make something for myself like this. I honestly like the black hat a lot, and I don't wear a lot of black. I barely ever have anything that's black other than like shoes or glasses. Like I don't have overall black anything. I do have a charcoal gray hat, and it is kind of black, but it also isn't because it has speckles in it and like some silvery strands of wool within the black. So yeah, I like this hat a look as well. Next up, I have something that I've actually made, and I decided to include it because it's just so cute and it's such a fun little project. It's called the Barely Bonnet, and I've made this twice now. I've made it once with like a sort of cotton wool blend, and it was really snug and squishy, and I gifted it to a baby. And the second one I just made to keep, and I made it from boucle, and it turned out really, really well. And I feel like you can make this pattern be a bunny pattern as well. Like the little bear ears that you make, you can just keep extending them until they have like a flop down sort of effect. I love this pattern a lot. It's a garter stitch, like almost all over garter stitch, only has like a little bit of ribbing, so it like speeds through, you fly through these needles very well. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I love this pattern. Next up, we have a lovely ribbed hat by, it's a lovely ribbed hat in linen quill worsted. It's again by Pearl Soho. Pearl Soho have like the best patterns, I swear. Like they have collectively so many incredible patterns. So I can't say underrated, but they have so little projects. Like they have like 100 projects on this hat. Very cute pattern. Again, I feel this might repeat with some of my other ones, but also not entirely. Not entirely. It doesn't say what kind of yarn weight that is, but 34 by 26 per 10 centimeters kind of speaks to me like sport-ish or like fingering. It says worsted though. I'm confused. Anyway, another cute add-on. I have another ribbed beanie, which, now that I think about it, I just went on a beanie spree. I don't know if I sorted through all of this, but this is just called Ribbed Beanie by Emily Baldwin. Baldwin? By Emily. A DK weight pattern, 3.5 millimeters. It looks great on the dude that's modeling it here. It's like super for the dude. So yeah, another cutie. Next up, I have a colorwork hat. I'm not even near the end of these. A colorwork hat. I just enjoyed the colorwork and how simple it was. Nothing too fancy here, and not too different from the Easy Peasy hat, but I just enjoy it. I think this is worsted, whereas the Easy Peasy hat is either Sport DK, somewhere there. So yeah, if you have some worsted weight you want to make into a cute colorwork beanie. Next, I have something that I didn't think I would enjoy as much, but it looks so cool. It's called the Octoberette. It's called this. An Arum weight hood, I think. Like, it's called balaclava, but it's super loose. It's not like the other balaclavas I've seen. It is technically a balaclava though, but it looks so nice. I love how this looks. I've never made one. I feel like it'd be very useful to just slap on like a really windy winter's morning. I get those a lot if I go shopping in the winter on my bike. It's incredibly frosty. No amount of knitwear protects me really when I have to speed through. But yeah, really enjoy this one. It says 332 meters, so probably 2 skeins. But I just love the look. It looks so nice. I'd make this. I don't even know if this comes in English, honestly, now that I'm looking at it. You'll have to figure it out. It says language is Norwegian. I'm sorry about that. It says language is Norwegian, so you have to, like, if you want to knit this, you'll have to Google Translate some of it, most of it. Not great. Not good, not great. But yeah, I wanted to include it anyway, because for a little bit of effort, you can have a very cute balaclava. Next up, I have like the cutest little gnome hat. Kids have the best clothes. Like, let's be real. I sometimes just go on like kids stores and just like look at the clothes that they have and try to imagine if I can like incorporate some of these motifs on like adult size clothing. But I just like how this gnome hat looks. It's so whimsical. Like, I can just imagine so many like little kids with these hats, maybe with like a little bell on top or with a little pom-pom. And yeah, a little gnome hat by Bernard Design Studio. Cute. I like it so much. It's called Pixie. I didn't know it was called Pixie. Oh, I had Pixie version. Didn't know that was the name. Next up, I have a hat that has flaps, which I think is a little dorky, but in the cutest way possible. Like when you cover up the little ears and then you have like a little bow underneath. And it comes from newborns to like adult large, so everyone can have the cute little dorky hat. So yeah, again by Pearl Soho. They're now turning out to be the main character in this whole video. After which I have 2 more hats, one of which is called the algae hat, and it is indeed a hat that has algae on it. Love the pattern, just thought I'd include it. Maybe this would also look really cool with like a marled. Oh, I see. Wait. I know why I picked this hat, because the decreases are in patterns. So you make like decreases, but the algae itself becomes smaller and smaller and finishes off in the end. Like, this is the reason that I picked this hat. I just loved how that was incorporated into it, like into the decreases. Wonder how this differs for sizing. Oh, it's probably one size. Chart 1 piece in the round, unisex. I'm not gonna read through all of it, but I think it's the sizes available are 2 sizes, 46 and 51 to 61. I don't know. Honestly, go check it out if you like it. If you're hyped up about the way it decreases, like I am. And the final hat that I've included in this, I hope, is called the Anthology hat, and it's a hat that you can just mix and match different patterns and combine it to fit your vision, to fit your gauge, whatever you. You know what happens, right? Like whenever I hit the 20-minute mark. Anyway, that happened. Back to the Anthology hat. Fits any gauge. It's designed for you to design it however you fancy, like whatever you have. It's for everyone. It's from newborn to like the adultiest adults you can think of. And yeah, it features a cowl as well, so you can make just a cowl part of it, or you can just make a whole hat. There's like tons. I've gone through this pattern because I've used the measurements to make this set of hats for a friend of mine and his wife and baby, and they turned out really cute. And I saw the picture even today, and I loved how it looked. So yeah, you can just go wild and like design your own pattern, combine your own patterns with whatever's available, or whatever you like, man. Like I'm so happy when there's like these recipes and like you can mix and match whatever you want. And yeah, this is the last of the hats. From this point onwards, it's just socks and scarves and stuff like that. Which I honestly feel like socks can be kind of savvy, like especially if you know how to knit socks. Now that I've like knit a whole like 30 pairs plus in the past year, but there's always some like little motifs that you might forget, or at least I forget that some things exist that you can make, and that I keep just gravitating to simple vanilla socks. But this is one sock that I want to make because I love how the texture ends up looking. It's called the slip knit socks, a very popular pattern it seems like, and I feel like if you have like a stripy yarn like this, so cute. I'm not one for heel flap and gusset anymore. I've only knit like 2 or 3 pairs with it, and I just prefer the shadow wrap heel, but you can obviously always replace it. And this goes for every pattern here that I'm gonna list. Next up, we have the Oktoberfest socken, which, yeah, it's in English, thank God. It's in English. It's a very German-looking braid sock pair. I would like to learn how to knit that. So eventually, this will come. This pattern will be something I have to tackle. Next up, we have time traveler socks. I love how they look from the bottom. Like it's very strange. Maybe it's because of the shaping, but it's another very pretty ribbed sock pattern. Ribbed on top of the foot. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It just looks cute. I just like it. It's a oh. I think I chose this pattern because it has something of like, is it toe up? Yeah, it's toe up. I think it has the Fliegel heel here, and that's why I chose these socks, because I really am a Fliegel heel enjoyer. I often like because I start so many of my socks now toe up to have like a better cuff, because the cast on otherwise makes the cuff really tight on me. So I like to Italian bind off most of my my ribbing for the socks. So I start off a lot of toe-up socks, and I enjoy the Fliegel heel as a Fliegel heel enjoyer. I enjoy working it up, and I think that's why I chose this one, so that you can have another option for heels. Next up, we have a Squircle. This pattern here, sock pattern. I love how this looks. This looks so cool. The way, I can't even begin to imagine how this is made, but this is something on my to-do list. This is something that I really want to try and knit. And it has the scandalous 1,600 projects. So there's a lot of inspiration to go through. After that, I have amazingly cute. It's called Hedgerow. It's hedgerow socks. Again, an insanely popular pattern, it seems like. But these are all new to me. These hedgerow socks, they look so pretty. Any solid color would just like look lovely with this like patterning. It's so cute. Like I'm like zooming in on it. Such a cute lace motif. Well, I call it lace, but I don't think it's lace. It's more like a, I don't know. What did it say? It's textured. It's just a very textured. Don't focus on me, please. It's just a very textured sock all over. That'd be interesting to knit. That won't be a slog. And the heel looks fun as well. Anyway, I'm gonna move away from this for now. Next pair of socks really sparks that like how do I say, that section in my brain where creativity flows, and I just love when there's like a mosaic knitting, because you can incorporate so many different colors in it and hide it. And I love how these socks look. They're very fun. They're very whimsical. Cuff down sock, gusset, heel flap, but you know, I can maybe attempt it again. Oh, my son's going away. So yeah, spotty socks. I don't remember if I said that they're called the spotty socks. Whenever I edit this, there's gonna be information here. That's why I'm sitting on the side like this. Spotty socks. After which I have the silent water socks, which are another textured pair of socks. So many good ones for free too. Like, just enjoy it. Oh, it's knit on 3mm. That's rare. That is rare. Well, it's a good thing that I do have those. German and English. Cool. Then I have a colorwork sock here that's called Bruno's Stocken? Bruno's Socken? And it's a DK weight. It's a DK weight. That's why I've bookmarked it. It's because it's a DK weight and it has like this very cool colorwork motif. This would look great, honestly, in boots. But it also makes for a nice pair of home socks. It probably knits up faster as well because it's DK, so you have time to make this. Very enjoyable. Next up, I have something that I've wanted to learn myself in this Asali socks pattern, which is like, it's like a honeycomb, I think it's called. Yeah, a panel of honeycomb cables going down from the front of each sock and a 2x2 ribbing on the back. Lovely looking. I love the honeycomb patterning, but I feel like if I don't focus, I might like mess it up. So I do want to learn it and make it like by heart. This is a pair of socks that I would like to try that with, especially if I can find a nice honey colored yarn for it. Next up I have, oh my god, these are these are another instant spike of happiness. They're called the Funfetti socks, and I think they're all over colorwork, or it's a stranded, yeah, stranded colorwork, and it seems like you basically never stop stranding this yarn, but it looks so fun. They look so funky from a distance, especially. Colorwork, adaptable to any size. Okay. Man, I really need to get myself 2.75mm. It seems it's a very desirable needle for socks. Next up, we have the hop skip plus a jump socks. Very cute socks that have something that I've also never done before, which is this incredibly fun looking double colored ribbing. So cute. And then they feature a bobble. And I would love that. I would love to have socks like these. I think these would look great for Christmas socks as well. To have like the alternating maybe green and white or red and white, and then the sock continues. So sweet. Sport weight though, which I don't have. That's a bummer. I don't have much in terms of sport weight when it comes to socks. Maybe if I combine with a mohair, will that be enough? I'll have to go through the projects and see if someone else has adapted this into fingering weight and how that looks. Next up, and I think these are the final socks, are Karyalan Nieto? No idea how to read this. These socks, very fun, featuring both color work and a very, very fun looking textured motif. I'm hoping this is not too elaborate, because it looks incredibly elaborate to me. So yeah, stranded textured. Other heel. What does that even mean? It's another heel. The heel looks incredible. It's part of the actual pattern of the sock, and it just continues to the, please focus on me. It just continues onto the heel itself, and it's cut down. Very cool looking. I love how these look. And yeah, these are all of the socks. From this point onward, we just have like a few more scarves. Just bear with me. One of which is called the array scarf. It's a cowl. It's not a scarf. Or don't consider this a scarf. It's a cowl, wraps around twice, I feel like, but you can probably make it once. It's a textured slip stitch pattern. Looks lovely. Looks easy enough to just like mindlessly knit through. Worsted weight, so you get a big chunky scarf real quick. After that, I have a cowl that I want to learn the pattern of, which is the basket weaving patterning, or at least one of them, because I've knit one of these. Basket weaves have, I think, two like big patterns that I've seen, one of which has holes to distinguish it better, and the other one is like more simple like this. But the thing is, this cowl actually has many textured options. It has some other faux cabling happening. It has a very cool ribbing made of garter and knit stitches. I think this is a very cute pattern for guys, especially because it's so simple. At least the guys that I knit for usually like a more simple pattern. So yeah, after that I have something that's on my my wish list, something that I want to knit myself, and I have one of the colors that I can use for this. I have like this really beautiful honey colored soft merino joy, I think it's called. That's what I remember from it. A yarn that I bought myself last year, and I've been like hoarding it for a while. I love how this looks. It says fingering though, but I can probably like make it a little thicker. It's fine. Like, what's gonna happen? It says linen. No, it says lined. Never mind, dyslexic. It says lined, which I'm guessing you knit a double, and you make like this tube, and then you double it and it's in itself. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. But yeah. Oh, it's worked flat. That's why it seemed. It's not a deal breaker because it looks so cute, and I would like to have it. So yeah, fingering weight yarn though. Fingering weight yarn, but on like 3.5 millimeters and 4 millimeters. Oh, the pattern is called Swedish Weave. Maybe that's why it requires that needle size. But it looks really, really pretty. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next up, I have a very pretty pattern by Pearl Soho called the Tendril Cowl. And it's just a dream of all kinds of like faux cabling or like simple cablings that like alternate. I feel like this might be overwhelming for my virgin cabling brain. But if you're a pro and you can keep up with like 5 different cable patterns on one row, like be my guest. This is a very high tier difficulty for me, but I would like to make it. And I just love how this looks with this green yarn that's also heathered, but it's also speckled and it has like tweed bits. I love it. I love it so much. After this, I have Scraps and Bubbles. It's called a cowl called Scraps and Bubbles that features a little bit of shredded color work, a little bit of bubbles, some texture here and there. I just think it looks really cute, and you can like use up all of your leftovers for this, which we all have, and that's great. And I think this is all the cowls. After these, I have something called a low-key bandana, and it has a very pretty like just like eyelet motif all around. I don't really wear bandanas on my hair because they just like slip and fall all the time. I don't know how people do this, if they just like pin them or something, but they fall for me. But I do like wearing bandanas around my neck, especially in the spring. I find it to be like a cute accessory. It's not hot enough, and it's nice. It's nice to be worn. This is a pretty new pattern. It only has 8 projects, so add to the pool. Free knitting pattern is sport weight, and it uses drops saffron. Is this a cotton yarn? I'm assuming it's cotton. And right after that, we have another cute little scarf thingy. I call it a thingy because it's a very unusual sort of pattern. I would call this like a Peter Pan color, but it isn't. It is a scarf. Sport weight gather. What did I say? Why did I say gather? Sport weight garter stitch. And I love the little detailings. I don't know if it's a picot edge or some other lacing motif that's all over the scarf, but that's why I've picked it. That's why I've probably picked this. Free pattern, again, sport weight, probably only requires 1 skein, and it comes in Japanese and English, so if you want to work on your Japanese, this is how you do it. I have 3 more patterns left. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've sped through so many of these. I've included 1 dish towel, just as like I know dish towels are like a very popular thing, and there's so many of them. I don't know why someone would technically knit up a dish towel. I wouldn't really use it because I just use simple towels that are sold in the store. I have still have the first ones I've ever bought because I have like quite a few, and I interchange them and they've like preserved. But this looks really cute if you want to serve it on like the way that I would use this dish towel is to serve like tea on top of it. So I could put it on slightly drape it, put the teapot on top, and people would be like, wow, that's lovely. And, it's like, and I would be like, oh, I made this. This is my purpose for this dish towel. This is why I've added it to this bundle. And also to remind you that dish towels are an option. So yeah, sport, Pearl Soho, again. Pearl Soho, the main character of this video. Next up, and the second to last pattern is a project bag. If you have a knitting friend and you're wondering, what do I gift this person who can already knit everything themselves? Make them a project bag. It's not gonna go to waste. It's always gonna have something filling it. It looks so cute. It's fingering plus fingering equals worsted. That's not how I measure it. I thought it equals DK, but I guess it depends on the fingering. I just love it. It's just a very cute, simple design. I would probably knit it on a smaller size because I want it to be a dense bag. I want it to have more structure, but you can knit however you want. And yeah, free pattern again. How nice. The last pattern that I've added to this is just a simple little classic headband that you can use whatever precious yarn you have, little leftovers or whatever. Its fingering weight requires only about 170 meters for it, which is great. It's the simple twist type of headband, which I've never made before, but I always wanted to try it. I've never had the opportunity to make one. I feel like this is great. What's it knit on? 3.5, but it's fingering. Maybe if you use for like the drops Nord, which is like a slightly thicker fingering. I don't even know if it's classified as fingering, like a heavier fingering. So yeah, this is like just a very simple pattern. I wanted to just include it. So it says it's sold, like a sold pattern, but it's also available for free, and info is in notes. So I'm guessing you can just go to their website. I don't think it has a PDF version of this that you can download. And yeah, I think this is all. I sped through a lot of these. Editing's gonna be a bit of a nightmare, but I'm happy that I was able to film this on this like slightly nicer day than the rest. It's been just gloomy throughout the past month even. Like I've wanted to record so many times, but it's just such a gloomy weather and it keeps shifting and changing and raining and gets darker. So I'm glad I was able to record this today. If it's any interest to you, I'm wearing my altered champagne cardigan, which I made myself last year. And the alteration is basically I did this broken rib here motif on the sleeve. And I've been wearing this for like 2 weeks now. Please focus on me, please. I've been wearing this for 2 weeks now. I'm incredibly happy. It's very warm. It's warm and soft and snug, and I feel like I have a sweater's quantity of this yarn, but in pink. Pink doesn't really suit me very well, but I'm really tempted to knit up another cardigan with it because it's just such a pleasant thing to wear right now. I feel like it's cool enough. But it just manages to keep me so warm without it being like too stuffy. Still get some breeze in here. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing. That's what I should have probably started with, but it doesn't really matter because this is a pattern video. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you get to knit some of these. I will definitely be knitting some of these as soon as I'm done with my sock quota. I feel like I'm torturing myself with this, but I'm near done. I have more than half the socks complete, and the only ones that remain are for my direct family and some friends. So yeah, hope to see you next time, where I'll be just talking about whatever I've done in the past month or so. And yeah, thanks for sticking by, and I'll see you then. Bye!